Hey, happy Monday. Welcome to the Angel Show. I'm your guide tonight on our energy practice and angel interaction. And it's been a crazy, really weird week. I can't even tell you how many people close to me are going through really intense stuff right now. So we'll send a wave out to all those people for some healing and some goodness and some pleasure. We're starting off the show in a big way tonight. Got a question right away from Helen Wagner. By the way, hey, Helen, how are you? Inga, good to see you. Yes, there you go. Wow, there we go. Hola. So Helen starts off the show with, "Hello, Brian. I need to be liberated from the chains I have wrapped myself in. Don't we all?" In the end, I had a great reading with an old friend who is a guy. Okay, he writes computer code like I write music. He just has that like tech like brain, right? And never really been open to the metaphysical. And right before I left, he bought a set of the angel cards and the tarot deck, and part of that was a free reading, which I never really expected him to take advantage of. However, as the universe works in absolutely miraculous ways, he got in touch with me last week, asked for a reading, and I had just a fantastic conversation with him, and just seeing somebody kind of like open up all of a sudden, man, just maybe not totally embracing, but at least opening to the possibilities, right? Yeah. Inga, yes, we'll discuss that. It is, yeah. Inga just brought a question to the party. Brian, would you be willing to speak about the energies that are currently here? Feels like death, and not in a good way. Um, well, let me finish answering Helen's first, and then we'll get into that, Inga. Um, One of the most important realizations on this whole like 5 decades long quest has been to realize that it's been my doing. I picked lessons for myself karmically that I brought from other lives, and when I stopped blaming other people for all of my flaws and problems, and I just look at it and go, man, you brought it, right? You brought it. And that's not even so much like, oh man. The truth of the matter is that you don't bring anything to yourself for lessons to make you evolve that you can't deal with. I mean, that's you doing with you. That's not like some outside source like coming in to persecute you. Um, what's up, Mr. Zen? Really glad to see you. That is something you selected, and a vibration that you have sent out that selected those particular circumstances to fulfill a need for a lesson that was part of that vibration. And as you change that vibration, those lessons change. And as you just kind of take responsibility for it, like, man, I picked it. I can't tell you how many times Leah and I like go back and forth with each other, like, oh, blah, 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 blah. Oh, man, it's really awful. A little silence. Yeah, I know. I picked it. That sets me free. Actually, it really does. It doesn't put a weight on me to take that responsibility. It it sets me free and makes it not persecution, but an opportunity to unravel the lesson I set out for myself. I think there are a lot of people that would disagree with that, but truth of my experience so far on this earth. So I'll share that with you. And I would love to share one other thing with you too that I thought as soon as I read your question. You talk about the chains that we wrap ourselves up, and we become slaves to all kinds of different stuff, be slaves to things, to the way the world is and expects from us, people's expectations, whole, like so many things, and stuff, addictions and all of that kind of stuff. And that card is fully represented in the tarot deck by the devil card. um in the Rider-Waite version of the devil card, the devil's sitting up on his throne with his big horns and the hooves and the wings and the whole 9 yards. He's got two chains, and the chains go down to a naked man and a naked woman, and they've got really big steel collars on their necks, right? And it looks like they're slaves, and like the devil has them. But in reality, when you look at the card a little closer, those things around their necks are huge, and they could take them off at any time, and that they're actually choosing to stay enslaved, that they're not being forced being enslaved. And that card really comes through for me like so many times, as far as like, just no, I need to walk away. Whether it's, man, I am an addict to the core, and it's something I've like wrestled with my whole life. So I keep trying to assign myself addictions that are good for me and that I love, instead of ones that destroy me and everyone around me, like I have visited before. So anyway, long story, right? Hey, there you go. Be in the light show. Awesome, 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 man. We got a really great like group tonight, man. I just want to take a second to acknowledge Michael Zen, and he and I have done a bunch of stuff together. We did a whole podcast on the Fool's Journey, a card by card journey through the deck in terms of a whole storyline of the tarot. That was really amazing, and actually met Michael a number of years ago on his show called The Live Stream of Consciousness, which is on every Thursday night at 9 o'clock, and he has just crazy cool guests on there. So let me know who you're having on this week, and I'll prop it. Okay. So anyway, thanks for being here, man. Glad you're part of the discussion. Let's see. It's difficult to unwrap the layers that we have covered ourselves with because we intentionally chose those layers, but we chose them to unwrap, if that makes sense. Yeah, it's figuring out the lesson of what the challenge is you picked, for sure. Okay, I want to go back to Inga, because that was a really good question and a statement about kind of something I wanted to talk about. The world has kind of come to this place of no compromise. And it seems like everybody has this staunch view that their opinion of how the world should be is how the world should be, and everyone else is the enemy. And, I've lived more than 6 decades now, and I've never seen, especially the country at large, so full of hate, man, just hate going out in every direction, and lies and schemes and hate and hate and hate and hate. And, Inga mentioned in her thing that it feels like death. Well, it does have that flavor, man. I mean, that's the ultimate, hate is the opposite. Well, yeah, hate is the opposite vibration of love, which is about growth and joy and bliss. And hate leads to terror and pain and dissolution and ultimately death. So all of that's swirling around right now, you pick up. I don't know if you remember this or not, but the first couple days when the world shut down at the beginning of COVID, and the entire world set out a wave of panic and fear, and oh man, just dark energy. And it was like a thick cloud that just enveloped the earth. And man, I had to come up with all kinds of like shields, so to shield my little property and my house and me, and like, yeah, that's the only way I could take it, because it was just, oh, it was toxic to the max. And that's kind of building right now, and we're coming up on the election, and like, there's so many intense people on every side, and like, like building all these narratives, and like, oh man, it's just crazy. And the closer it gets to November, I think the crazier it's going to get, man. And there's just this undercurrent of people trying to make things happen, and everybody like questing for power. Oh, it's just kind of a crazy time in which we live, And I would just like to say, last note on that, the only thing that can overcome that is you projecting your own love wave, and to not submit to being fearful, and understand that your light is part of the source, the eternal, forever source, and that nothing can take that away, and nothing can extinguish that except you. Even when the meat sack goes away, that is eternal. That's forever. That's invincible. So just hang on to that and remember that, and use that to emanate love, and love to the source. I mean, sending love to the ultimate source of all things, and having that reflect back is a very powerful thing. And that's something you can do, man. That's a tangible something you can do, and just reinforce that with people around you and your circle of people. And I would strongly suggest, and we did a pretty intensive show on this about 4 or 5 shows back, the grounding and the shielding, and being able to just take your environment and coat it with goodness, and keeping that negative energy out of your environment, especially where you sleep. During the day, you're powered up and you're projecting energy, and your energy field is bright and powered up, and you keep a lot of things away from you that float around in the astral like that, just by the nature of your energy being projective. But when you're sleeping, you're in your ultimate receptive mode, and you're in dream space, and depending on what level of brain waves you're operating at, you're pretty open. So I strongly suggest going back and checking out that show. And if you guys want a refresher, let me know, and we'll do something in the next week or two. But being able to shield your environment, to shield yourself when you go out into the soup. We can't see like the energy that's around most of us, but it's there. Just like microwaves are there, and radio waves are there, TV waves, and gamma rays, and X-rays, and cosmic rays, and there's all this stuff swirling around that is absolutely real. It's not an imaginary kind of thing. All of that energy is around all the time, in addition to all of the energy that the collective is emanating out from their collective consciousness. And in this case, man, it's a lot of different and divergent and opposite kind of crazy points of view in a lot of ways. So there's a lot of conflicted energy. And being able to shield yourself, being able to shield the people that you love, really, really good. And do the grounding. We usually do a grounding, and every single show, man, do that elemental grounding. Go through every band of your aura and scrape away anything that doesn't belong to you, and then charge up, shield up, and you're good to go. You've got your hazmat suit to go out in the soupy world, and come back alive. So anyway, That was a bit of a long ramble. Yeah, let me go back through. Yeah, you're welcome, Inga. Sorry, I was just reading comments. Um, if anybody would like a live reading, um, please go ahead and sign up, and I'll make sure that I usually do those towards the end of the show. I'll make sure everybody's taken care of. I've got a really happy announcement. Alana and I are actually going to get to do our fire painting event this weekend at Mount Cirque. If you're in Sebring, come on out. It's free, donations only, and come participate. We'll paint some angel wings on you, make it look like an ethereal being. How about that? That should be really fun. Alana's going to come out and do a little fire exhibition first. I'll come out and do a little demonstration on light painting and shoot a few shots, and then hope to have a nice little crowd there on Saturday night, and bring some people up and put some wings on, do some discs around, make them look like they have explosive chakras, whatever's on the plate. It should be really, really fun. And then Alana and I will wrap up. I'm going to do my light painting techniques with her, except not using wands, but using all of her cool little fire gizmos. So I think we should get some really pretty cool stuff. We shot a few practice things a couple of weeks ago. Jacob, can you bring up those pics for me, my brother? And it was super fun. We just used wands and stuff, and I kind of got her used to how the whole light painting scenario goes. There you go. Yeah, really beautiful shot. That's just a little, yeah. And I love shooting fire, man. I have been shooting fire for a long, long time, and man, you just like seeing the beings in there is just really, really, really crazy. I'm have seriously considered doing an elemental tarot as well, and like doing all the fire images like this. I think it'd be super cool. Yeah, I made some motion gifs with these. Yeah, check out the next one. Yeah, one more. There you go. Zoom in a little bit on that one, man. The eyes that happen, look at those, man. Those are real eyes. The god of fire. Oh, man. I'm dating myself, going back to my old Prodigy days. Yeah. Oh, super cool, man. Fire is so alive. Yeah. Some angel wings on Alana that night. We did the practice. Love to do these and just kind of light people up, and it's very, very, very fun. And the abstracts are really cool too. The texture in this is just over the top. This is one of Jacob's 3D printed tubes he made for me, man. Pretty cool. All right, let's see. All right, let's do that. Okay, I want to talk to a little bit tonight about divination systems and how they actually work. Um, a divination system isn't energy that's outside of you and coming in to give you that information. What's really going on, and we've talked about this before, but the more evolved being that lives on the bands up above where we are in this frequency, your ally, it's a language that you establish between your ally and yourself, and it's a it's a group of symbols, and you can use a system that's been around for thousands of years, like the tarot, and some people really enjoy kind of staying on that pre laid out path and the meanings for those, and they're very comfortable staying with them. Those the cool part about that is it's is a dual-edged sword, actually. It's really cool that it has thousands of years of meaning behind it, and you think about the millions and millions of readers that have used that system and poured their energy into all those archetypes and kind of the collective of that. So it has really evolved and changed culturally over the millennia and the centuries. And that's really cool to use, but then it's kind of tainted with all of that too. And there are times where I would really like a divination system that was of my own construction, so that it doesn't have any other stuff associated with that, which means really, in essence, you could use anything to make a divination system. Probably a lot of you are familiar with rune stones and the I Ching. It's with 3 coins, and the rune stones are carved symbols into a bunch of stones or wood. There's a million different divination systems, all of which I've like yummily devoured because they just super fascinate me. But I got to this point where it's like, well, let's make up your own. So I've come up with a number of different divination systems, like one of them using a 64 crayon box and attached meanings to each of those. And here's the gig. As long as you have to use the system a little bit and build up energy in it, like the first time you use it, it'll be effective, but not to the degree that it'll be after you pour some energy in it, and teach your ally what those symbols mean. And to do that, you have to have some repetitive stuff. But once you like kind of groove that in, like here's what these crayons mean when I pull it, it'll work every time. My friend Brannon came up with a whole system using pennies crushed on the railroad tracks. Really cool. So anyway, I'd love for you to perhaps be piqued, your interest peaked to devise your own system. And I was going to throw it out that if anybody's interested in creating their own oracle deck or designing their own system, I would love to help you do that and show some people some new ways to look at that. I have to say that what we're working on tonight, though, is the one exception to that in my particular cosmology. Because I really did, this is really a communication between the energy of those angels and the whole of the source, and not really my higher self. And the reason for that is because I wanted it to stay pure and be like I'm talking to the angels every time. I did this with automatic writing. I'd like invoke the angels, took them inside, gave them my hands, and let them write away. And I just like, my eyes were closed. I was just writing on a big pad and putting stuff down. And in the morning, I deciphered it. So it was kind of like direct communication from them. So that is one of the reasons I'm kind of a fanatic about reading those readings exactly the way they are from the manual every time. Because I've forced myself not to memorize them. It's like, oh man, I don't want to go to a card reader that has to look at the manual to understand what the cards are. I was super fanatic about that, about the tarot and the other ones, the runes, the Faodus. But every time I like reaching outside myself and getting confirmation. And the other thing that has been happening frequently is I've been doing my 12 card elemental tarot layout. And then I finish up with an angel card. And like the entire hour-long time that I went through the 12 cards and what they mean and how they connect and the energy flows and do you want to change anything, like boom, the whole 9 yards gets all packaged up in a nice bow, right? And I pull one angel card, and from the first sentence I'm going, oh man, there's that card in the reading. Oh man, there's that card in the reading. Oh God, man, there's that. And it's like, oh, the angel cards have been kind of card by card going through the tarot reading and confirming that what I just said was like in accordance with their advice as well, which has been delightful beyond words. I can't even begin to tell you. So if anybody has any questions on divination systems they've heard of or they'd like to know about, let me know. It's a real passion of mine. I'd love to share some of that information with you. Also, I would love to know or love to throw this out too. Like if you guys have any suggestions for information you'd like in one of the shows or some metaphysical exploration of something you've heard about, and write me up, chat me up, and let me know. And I'd love to, share some specifics if you guys have some specific areas of interest that you'd like to explore. That would be really great. Helen. Yeah, Helen, like automatic writing is really cool. I don't know. Are you connecting to outside entities? Or who are you connecting with when you're doing that automatic writing? Personally, that was the only time I've ever invoked spirits inside me. And it's just because they are just so pure and they're parts of God. So high level of trust. Nothing else really gets that, though. That's one of the cool things about this angelic system. There are thousands, and like the angelic realm is super populated, just like the human, population and the universe at large. And this particular angel is 72 angels, but those angels represent specific aspects of the source of God. And in totality, those 72 angels represent God as a whole. And each of those pieces is a specific aspect of how that is kind of brought to us. And I love that. That makes me feel really grounded and centered, and really one of the main reasons I decided to use that system for the cards. Okay, enough talking, huh? All right. What time is it? Okay, let's do a little grounding, but we're gonna shake it up tonight. Magic with sigils would really be interesting. Funny that you say that. We did a couple ones. We did a couple of shows back. We did a massive sigil demonstration. Let's see. I tried one sigil to teach one of your fool's journeys manifested today out of the blue. Those things, like one sigil for a big thing that takes lots of different things, maybe not so effective. But anything that you need, like a specific in your life, and it's singularly focused, those things are amazing for focusing your energy. The time it takes to construct the sentence, the most important part of that, the desire, and then to sort through it numerologically and make sure it's in accordance with your own vibrations and the vibration of what you want to be happening. That takes time, and that whole time you're concentrating on your magic, and it becomes a piece of magic the second you start working on it and start constructing that first sentence, and builds with intensity as you complete that, get it ready. And then when you add your own juice to the end of that, blow it up. It'll be really crazy. You know, I can't talk about sigils enough. So definitely, Inga, next couple weeks I'll be busting some out. And I have to say, I want to give props to my bud Jacob. Um, this is the abundance crystal that Jacob and I constructed together. Yeah, there's my boy. And what we did is Jacob did a mold of one of my favorite practice crystals, and then this resin holds a charge like nothing, man. And I love the fact that it bleeds out so slowly. So you can really charge it up, and you don't really have to go back to it every 60, 90 days. You can leave it for a while, man. This one's still packed up from the last time I charged it up. And this is the point behind this crystal is abundance. And each one of the sides of these has a sigil constructed for a specific kind of abundance. Yeah, these are really great. And that wound up being Jacob's masterclass in sigil making, man. I have to say, he stuck with it, and now he's like on it. And I've been test driving this thing, and it's working pretty good. I have to say, I'm not 100% certain it's where I want it to be, but it has definitely had some effect and pretty cool. So Inga, we'll get on that, man. Jacob's making some more of those actually that we're gonna charge up and put up on the wizardofoz.com site, where you can also get both the tarot deck and the angel deck. So those should be around soon. Yeah. Okay. Gina Glass. Oh man, awesome to see you, man. Really, really awesome. A very dear friend. We've been trying to connect for a long time. All right, so we're going to do a version of one of my favorite Reiki cleansings called the Hatsure Ho tonight instead of the elemental thing. We're still going to brighten our aura and get all bright and fresh and raised up. So let's start with 3 really nice cleansing breaths. We're going to go in through your nose, use your diaphragm, and fill it up, man, to the max, okay? And when you get to the point where, okay, it's full, pull in a little more so it's just packed to the max, okay? And when on the exhale, you're going to be pushing out with some force, like you can hear it, like, ah. And when you get to the end of that, you're kind of out of breath, you're not making any sound anymore, go ahead and push a little more so it's just get all that goo out, right? And the purpose of this is we're going to leave the world behind for a little while, man. We're going to let all the craziness, all the stuff we have to do, all the people we have to talk about, just on the side for a second. And with each of those, I want to think about you channeling down to a point where you're just relaxed and you're good, and the world somewhere else, and you're in this present moment, just right here, right now, man. There's such an amazing group of people already hanging out, man. I can't wait for us to connect energy and see where it goes tonight. All right, so let's begin. Inhale in through the nose, diaphragm, super deep. Exhale. Inhale in through the nose, really back it in. Exhale through the mouth with energy. One more. Inhale. And release it all. Pack it in. Exhale. All right. As we do every week, I want you to get aware of the bright light in your solar plexus, the little sphere of energy that's your power source. Okay. And I want you to take some of that energy and push it out into your light body, like just like you're turning up uh, the damper on the light. Yeah. And that you just keep making it brighter, brighter, brighter. 360 degrees. So it's nice and sparkly. One more. Okay, this is a very cool cleansing technique. I'm kind of sending this out to a number of my Reiki friends out there. You're going to want to start with your hands flat on your knees, feet flat on the floor, sitting down, back straight. And you're just going to take 3 breaths in through your nose, out through your mouth, not intense. And with each breath in, you're just going to be pulling energy in. Oh, I'm sorry, man. This is okay. Go back. Hands aren't like this. Hands are cupped like this to receive, sitting on your knees right in front of you. Sorry about that. All right. So with each of the 3 breaths, you'll be pulling energy in through your hands and up into your body. Okay. Here we go. Inhale. Out through the mouth. Exhale. Concentrate on pulling energy. Ah, you can feel it. It's hot. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Out through the mouth. Exhale. Okay, now I want you to extend your arms straight in front of you. And with your other hand, bent back like that, I want you to scrape down your arm 3 times with energy. Come down, raise your other arm, and repeat the process. Hand back. All right. Left hand on your knee. I want you to take your right hand and scrape across your body once and throw that energy away as you scrape, okay? It's like you're pulling all of that energy with you, with your hand, and it attaches to your hand like a magnet. And when you get off of your leg, give it a good, get rid of it, okay? 1, 2, 3. Hand on your knee, opposite hand. 1, 2, 3. Hands on your knees. You're going to raise your hands up over your head. Hands together like this, straight up over your head. A little bit of a V. And you're going to pull violet energy down through your crown chakra, down to your third eye, down through your throat chakra, your heart chakra, and into your solar plexus. Okay? All right, here we go. You can use your breath to attach to it, but make sure with each breath that you're actually projecting your energy out and pulling it, right? Like it has substance, and you're pulling it into you, and it's going right into the top of your skull. It's bright, violet. It's warm. Pull it in. Pull it in. Pull it in. One more. Pull it in. Okay, just hang for just a second. Let that kind of congeal. It's now at the top of your head in your crown chakra. I want you to think about grabbing it and pulling it down to your third eye, right in the middle of your forehead. Open up your vision. Open up your intuition. Open up your hearing. Open up your understanding. All right, now grab that energy and bring it down to your throat chakra. I speak with compassion. I speak with love. I speak with my truth. I speak with the truth of energy and the source. Grab that energy and pull it down to your heart. I speak with love, unconditional love. I speak with gratitude. I speak with a wish for bliss for my fellows and the source. Okay, now take that energy and move it down to your solar plexus and light up your sun. Bring your hands down now to your knees, palms down. Three nice deep breaths. In the nose, out the mouth. One more. Ooh, yummy. All right. We're going to create some sacred space and talk to some angels. Again, if anybody out there wants a reading, please shoot me up in the comments, okay, and let me know. All right, here we go. Hey, Inga, this is a really good version of this that you could do to keep your space cool. Okay. And if you're interested in more information, it can be a lot more complex and a lot more intense. So let me know. All right. Let's see. All right. Here we go. Ah, with the glorious light of the source, I vanish and clean this space. I make this place pure. With the light of the source, vanish and clean this place. I make this place pure. With the light of the source, I banish and clean this place and make this place pure. We join again together in our conversations with the angels, and we create a sacred space, protected and safe from the outside. A place of safety for everyone connected. We ask that the angels be with us tonight, share their wisdom, share their truth. And we ask that we have eyes to see, ears to hear, and a mind to understand. With love, gratitude, and a wish for bliss to the source, we open our circle. All right, my brother, bring up the angel card for the week. Number 29. The angel of liberation. Hey, go back to that visual for just a second. That one's kind of like really crazy intense. Can you zoom on in that center section? Yeah, there you go. And go all the way to the top and look at the progression of faces and kind of entities as it goes down. You know, there's that one that kind of almost like a cat at the top with two really distinct eyes, and it travels down and it's different layers of kind of like different energy beings, which I've just always found. Can you scroll up just a little bit, Jake? There you go. Yeah. So it kind of flows down into this pool of energy. Yeah, it's time for that. No, it's okay. Go back to the reading. Let's do the reading. Stand your ground and face the music. Express your point of view, stand by your standards, and never compromise or settle for less. Rest. You are feeling the pressure. You will see things more clearly after a good night's sleep. You are gifted with deep inner strength and can hold on in any adversity. You haven't realized your own strength yet. There will be a challenge to the very basics of your life. Courage and responsibility will be required. Stick to your guns and watch everything unfold, regenerate, and renew. You move in directions that you have passion for. You will require the assistance of others now, which is exactly what's happening right now. Strength and much energy will be needed. You are facing a trial to test your mettle, to prove yourself against the competition. Then you know whether you have mastered your lessons, have the guts, tenacity, and focus to meet the challenges that will be presented now. Stand up to opposition without backing down. Fearless, fearless, fearless. You have the courage to face the odds and overcome the challenge. Your leadership abilities shine as your opponents test your limitations. Continue to build your mastery. Man, yeah, really crazy. Helen, it might have been, yeah. Helen said it reminds her of the first reading I did for her. So let's see, we got anybody out there looking for readings? Let's see. Gina Glass. Gina Glass, angel card reading. All right. All right. So, what I need you to do is just get really quiet, close your eyes, and imagine we're standing in front of each other and we're looking at each other in the eye. And if you have a specific thing you want to know about, beam it to me right now, man. Wow, nice connection. Whew. Words of wisdom from my good friend Gina Glass. Words of wisdom from my good friend Gina Glass. Words of wisdom from my good friend Gina Glass. Never forget to add the juice. Oh man, like a bell, 31. This is my birthday angel. that's that's kind of interesting. Yeah, the angel of intellectual talent. Okay, girlfriend. We are constantly evolving, and reality around us is always changing. Staying healthy and whole requires constant change. Be like water and remain flexible, versatile, and adaptable. Some situations will call on all your energy just to keep going, hoping for things to get better. The habitual nature of your routine gives you a false sense of security. It's a comfortable lie. All great masters were apprentices first. You must be willing to undergo an apprenticeship to learn and acquire your mastery. Only then will you be recognized. You do things you have passion for and believe they are worthy of your time and effort. Take care of yourself and your own needs. Get your finances in order. Do not move in the extremes now by overextending yourself externally. You know both your medium and your message so well that you work in harmony with their natures. You must care about your work, it must relate to the world. Yeah. Inga, sure. Hi, Tanya, sure. Inga, let's hook up. Nice and quiet. Close your eyes and imagine we're standing face to face and looking in each other's eyes. I'm not really picking up a question. If you have a specific question, beam it. Beam it hard to focus on it and beam it. Beam it, beam it, beam it. Words of wisdom for my friend Inga. Words of wisdom for my friend Inga. Words of wisdom for my friend Inga. So easy to go away tonight. Okay, here we go. Number 69, the angel of restitution. Man, I can't get the direction straight on this damn camera now. My dyslexia is not loving it at all. Yeah, yeah, there we go. Your body, mind, and spirit rejoice. A sense of fulfillment and emotional satisfaction infuses your entire being. You have learned to compromise, to release your worry and problems by concentrating on simple, ordinary pleasures. Man, isn't that the best? Dude, manifest your abilities in tangible ways. Create your own glorious reality with the gift of your superlative creative imagination. You have conquered all the terrors on your path home. Your wish can now come true. Enjoy, 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 enjoy. That is a glorious place to be. Back in um, back in the deep and quiet inner contentment that comes with attaining your goals. There is voluminous joy. Your future is assured and material gains are now possible. You will experience good health and a profound sense of well-being. Life will be easier as your worries disappear and new jewels materialize. You have come and gone from your unconscious with ease. You can now visualize what you desire with such detail and clarity that it comes into being. Yep, that's the way it works. You have the resources and the knowledge to nurture others along the same path you have traveled for. You now recognize that nothing serves you better than a simple, good fucking time. Oh, it took a lifetime to come to that. Let your contribution fulfill you and feel the spirit of your life as you create with your talents and manifest your magic. Girlfriend. Needless to say, I love this card. Okay, let's see. All right, Tanya, here we go, man. Concentrate really hard. You know the drill. Words of wisdom for my friend Tanya. Words of wisdom for my friend Tanya. Words of wisdom for my friend Tanya. Number 41, the angel of mission. This is a time of regeneration. Take a step back and connect to your meditative mind. Be flexible. Be committed to staying in balance. All four elements. Wow. You need the Jinsen Jitsu book. You need this book. Bad. A Touch of Healing by Alice Burmeister. I'm not going to go into it in intensity, but I will go into it next week. And get, if you're bold enough to just trust me and go ahead and get it, turn to the chapter called The Depths. And it's a bit like each one of your fingers relates to an element. You can balance all of those elements individually, and then you can balance those elements with your hand. It's the most simple, super simple, next to doing nothing thing that you can do that actually works like gangbusters. So get that book. Be committed to staying in balance. All four elements. Be in equilibrium mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. Move through these complex obstacles and resolve them. Regain your footing, rest, and make new plans. You'll have your dreams, but you must wait. Don't you really hate that? There is change on the way. Be prepared and make your plans. Give yourself time. Slowly, this situation is getting better. No rush, no haste. It is a time to heal mentally, physically, and spiritually. Be bold and face the issues. Pay attention and tell the truth. Pay attention and tell the truth. Do not be concerned with the outcome, for it will unfold as it will. Live by your own code of harmony. A building is only as strong as its foundation. Is your confident mask suffocating you? Your response has been to isolate. You try to hide from the world rather than show your other side or try to work with people, flattening your emotional reactions and trying to hide them deep inside yourself. There you go, Tanya. Elements. Jinsen Jitsu. Okay, let's see. Oh, absolutely, Mr. Zen. You know the drill, my brother. Words of wisdom from my friend Michael. Words of wisdom from my friend Michael. Words of wisdom from my friend Michael. Number 65, the angel of the fountain of wisdom. Good one. What about that line in the middle of that is okay. Your belief system is your connection to your mental foundation. It is from there that you take amazing leaps of consciousness, then return to regroup and renew. You have will and cunning, the ability to create plans and strategies. When the odds seem to be against you, that's when you are at your best. You seek creative ways to disarm the enemy. You see things clearly and think ahead. Your attention to detail and preparedness heads off potential pitfalls. Do something daring that proves your bravery, skill, speed, and cunning. Always have plan B and C and D and E. Plan your moves in advance for later action. You're perfecting your mastery and wisdom. Grow and gain insight as you learn to control your power, emotions, and intuition. Well, there you go. Nice. You're very welcome, Tanya. Right, Gina? Yeah. I don't know, man. There's something about the collected circle of energy. Like the whole time that we're connected, like I'm seeing this kind of like hurricane shaped kind of like circle, like just this spiral of energy that's going around to all of us that like get connected. And like when we do the energy charge ups and the groundings and the energy starts to spread and everybody connects, it's a really powerful thing, man. I just really can't get over how much more intense it's wound up being. I sort of expected that from the tarot for some reason, but it's growing every show, and I'm just digging it so much, and I'm digging the new old people that have shown up that have just so surprised me and dumbfounded me. So I guess we've run over once again, which is always a good thing. If there are no more readings out there, I think that we will close shop for the night. And I look forward to hanging with everybody again next week, man. I love making it an actual practice show, and that the fact that we're getting together and we're doing techniques and growing that part of our energetic self and the grounding. Like even if you just show up for the grounding every week and get your energy all pristine, worth the price of admission. Oh man, yeah. So anyway, thank you guys so much for coming. I appreciate each and every one of you. I appreciate your comments, and I'm really grateful to be able to connect with your lives and your energy. So without further ado, oh man, thank you so much for a really beautiful evening. Swimming in the energetic ocean has just been delightful and blissful in every single way. I thank everyone for sharing their energy and their connections. And I thank the angels for showing up and sharing their wisdom and truth. It's always so beautiful. We appreciate your presence beyond words. So I bid everyone good night, send everyone home, and with a full and happy heart, I offer unconditional love, absolute gratitude, and a wish for the source, for bliss to the source. Until next week, good night.